Hello, this is Sarah. We are going to explore the creation of a page, adding content, and bringing it in from a outside source, Word document, Google Doc, etc. So we are already inside of WordPress. We are on the dashboard. We're going to come down to pages, not quite that far down. Because we're going to build out the yoga ones first, the yoga pages first, we're going to come to the last page of pages. We're going to click here. We're actually going to just roll over this one, and we're going to see all these menu options popping up right underneath. We have a very convenient button, duplicate this, and all of a sudden, ta-da, we go back to that second page. There's another one. It's awesome. All right, we're gonna come and we're gonna quick edit so that we rename it so we don't have so that we don't get confused. We're gonna hit update. And this is just a sample. You can rename it however you'd like. We're going to go ahead and click on it. It's going to open the editing page, and again, this is WordPress it's hosting, so you're going to see the WordPress menu screen that's going to give you options for design. However, we have the Thrive Architect, so we're going to come down here and open that tool to add content and design this page. We're going to see the template, because this is a duplicate, it already has content, it's already designed, the layout. For the most part, we will keep this uniform, which is why duplicating a page is better than creating a whole new one from scratch, using a whole new template. No, we want things to be uniform so that they are recognizable to our clients across the website. So we've got this duplicated. We have elements sitting in the middle. We click on one, and all of a sudden we see these menu options opening. We scroll down. We see where filler content currently exists. Let's say we want to switch out the text. Right now this is just filler text. At this point we've just copied this from an additional page, and a separate page that had gymnastics and Ninja Warrior and yoga inside. So this is one column out of that page that we extracted. We're going to actually add different content. We're going to replace the elements that exist in this page. So we've already got my Goofy newsletter in Google Docs open. So I'm going to scroll down to some content, click this, right click, copy, come back over to our page, put my cursor here, hit enter to get to the next hard return, Control V to paste it in, and it's there. So text very easily comes from another source, in this case Google Docs. We actually have filler text down here. This is called Jabberwocky in the technical world. We're going to hit copy, come over here. We've already got our hard return, Control V to paste it, and there it is. With Thrive Architect, it simply expands the space to allow more text to land. So we've got this here. We're going to, as we make changes, as we add content, we're going to come down and save work. It has the ability to revert back to prior timestamps. If you need to absolutely reverse what you've done, you will lose what you've done in the time following that timestamp. But that's a last resort option. So we're going to keep going. That was just text, and it's very simple. There's really not much to it. We're going to come back over, and I had a photo up here, just splashed in here. I'm going to right click this. I'm going to select it first. Right click it and copy. I can tell it's selected because it has the outline and those squares that typically in most programs, design programs, will tell you it's selected. So it's already copied. I'm going to come back over. I'm going to come down to the very bottom, and I don't want the photo to interrupt anything here. So I'm going to come, I know where on the page I want to look, I want it to land. I'm going to come to add content, the plus icon, and not text but image. I'm going to click, hold, drag, and it's going to give me options of where I'm dropping this thing, so I don't have a mystery as to where it landed. So I'm going to put it just below the column. Okay, we're going to try and actually, let's see. So again, text is pretty easy. You can just copy and paste right into the page. We're going to try and insert a photo at this point, and a photo or even this clip art logo, forgive me, this clip art and this logo, they are all housed within Thrive Architect tool within WordPress. So we're going to say I know where on the page I want it to land. I want it to be below this column because it qualifies as a column according to Thrive. We're going to come down to the very bottom. I know that's where I want it to land. So to add an image, we're going to click on the Add tool. It's not going to be a text box, it's actually going to be an image. So we're going to click, hold, and drag down to the position, and Thrive will actually tell you where it's landing inside the box, just below the button. We want it below the content box here, right there. We're going to release, and ta-da, it's asking me for a photo. So I'm going to go to Select Files. I want to go to My Images, and let's say we want to drop in penguins. Yay! Not yoga, but that's okay. Click Open. And it is, at that moment, adding it to the media library that Flip and Twist has here, Yoga London has here within the Thrive Architect tool. It's already selected. If I wanted this one, it would be checked here. We just want this one. We're going to hit Insert into Post. And it already knows where it needs to land because we inserted that element, the photo box. So we're going to actually manipulate this just a little bit because it's running over. We're going to click, hold, and oops. So that's how you insert text. It's very simple, copy paste. We're going to add an image now. So we're going to come up here to the add element, and when it's not going to be a text box, it's going to be an image. We're going to click, hold, drag, and we want it to be just below the content box. Now, we added that element. It's going to immediately ask for an image. We have penguins. We're going to select penguins. The image will have a blue check mark. Click on penguins, click Insert Post, into Post, and it lands exactly where we told the element to land. So it's housed inside, and we'll see with the breadcrumbs, the image is inside the column, inside these columns, inside a content box, sitting on top of the background section. So it's very nice, very convenient to click on an element, see it selected with the menu options here, and know that it's landed in a very specific location. We scroll down. This is really big. We don't want it to overwhelm the page, so we're going to click on it. And once it's selected, this menu column appears. We have it at 100%. We're going to shrink this down. We're just going to click, hold, and drag it down. We're going to make it even smaller. Not overwhelming. We'll be able to add text to the side of it. So we're happy with the size. We're going to collapse that menu by clicking on the menu title. We're going to come down to Image Effects. Let's see what options we have here. We can grayscale it. We can make it watermarked. We don't want to do that. We'll leave it here. And we're going to leave it with full color. We're going to collapse that one. Layout and position, this is what I was looking for. The alignment on the page where it sits, I want it to be centered. If I wanted it to the far right, we click on that icon. We just want it centered. It happens that with Thrive Architect, you can create buffer space or negative space. That's what these numbers are. We can lower it to 10, and it'll be a lot closer to the element sitting right next to it. We're going to change it back to 20. So if ever you have things coming right up against each other, you can collapse the space, expand the space using these tools here. Okay. We're going to collapse that menu. Actually, I'm going to put it back to the center. And save work. Every once in a while, save your work. That photo is nice. We want to add text to it, so we're going to come and add an element again. Hover over the text, click, drag, hold, click, hold, drag. You get the idea. And we see that it landed randomly. We have it in the wrong location. That's okay. We can move it. It's not set in stone. We're going to scroll to the top where we see the sample here. We want this to be moved. So I'm going to roll over this icon, the very first one in that menu, click and drag, and it's going to move the location of that text box. We want it to be right here to the left. Okay, so it's sitting super close. It actually made 3 columns. Yay! I didn't mean to do that. So we're going to hover over this one and click the trash can. We're going to hover over this one, click the trash can. And one more time, trash can. Okay, now we're back to the original. We're going to scroll down. We like the image here, but we want it to have space. So we're going to click and hold, and we're going to move this one below the columns. We click on it, and we see it's in a separate one now. It doesn't have the breadcrumbs showing us that it's right up against the column. Now we're going to come over here and add the text. Click, hold, drag. And now we have a text box right up against the photo. We're going to come to grab more text, copy, come back, and paste, and it lands in the box. Our photo shrunk, so we're going to click on it, select, come up to options, and make it bigger. That looks more balanced. We're going to hit save. We're going to scroll down a little bit and see that it's actually very balanced at this point. Now, we're designing this page. I want to see what it's going to look like to the consumer. So we're going to come down here to the preview. We're going to click on it, and it's going to open a new tab. So this is a preview of the finished product, the finished page. We're going to scroll down. All right, so that changed. We added a little bit of text. That's what it's going to look like. So we do see a difference. In the design page we saw equal spacing, equal sizing. We come to the finished product. This is where we'll be able to recognize we need to make some adjustments to this. We can close this tab. We've already got this saved. It's pretty close. If we need technical help, we'll reach out to the team. I am going to now remove all these elements that I've added so that when they come in and add content, it's not so messy. So I'm going to trash the image. The text automatically fills in the space. So that's a nice feature. We're going to trash that one. And we still got a box here. Probably don't need it. We're going to want them to explore adding it where they want it, so we're going to hit trash. They don't need the filler text, it's just excess. They don't need the extra hard returns, so we're going to remove that. Alright, I'm going to hit save. These are the basics of how you add elements and make changes. Pretty easy. That's already saved. We're going to come back and do a quick review. So within WordPress, we land on the dashboard. We come to pages. We've already got layouts, so you don't have to do the hard work of designing from scratch. We're going to come here, we're going to hover over it, don't click it, and we're going to see these options, menu options appear. Duplicate this. We're on the second page of pages, so we're going to scroll to the second one. And there's your duplication. We're going to go ahead and actually trash this so we don't get too confused. So within WordPress, we have several types of users. We go to the users, and we'll see all of the user accounts or profiles that exist. We're going to click on mine. And if we scroll down just a little bit, we get to see which role So within WordPress, each user has a different profile and therefore a different setting. So we're going to come down to users and look at the difference. We have Alex. We're going to click on her name. We're going to come down and we're going to see that her role currently is editor. That means that she can add pages, add content, and save and all that nice jazz that we just went through. If she were an author, she would only be able to add content, not pages. If she were an administrator, she'd be able to add pages and do all the networking behind the scenes within the website. So at the moment, we have editors who can add pages and content, makes changes in that capacity only. So we're going to keep her as editor. That's why she can come to pages, go to the yoga ones, and duplicate. She has that authority. So many will have editor, perhaps a few more will be author, but select few will be administrators. If you have questions, ask the team. That's what we got for today. We've duplicated a page with an existing layout, we've added content, and you can play with the Thrive Architect tool to see what more you can add and design to match your vision. Okay, thank you.